Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Crack Grade B. मेरा नाम है ऋषभ. Let's begin today's class for economics and finance issues and analysis. Okay. Good morning Nivedita. Good morning Aniket. Good morning Gaurav. Let's start in the class. Good morning Isha. Okay, now WTO panel ruled against India in ICT tariff dispute. ठीक है. ICT मतलब Information and Communication Technology. So basically, once upon a time from 2008, India started levying heavy customs duty on, say, this imports of mobile phones and other communication devices. Okay, so India does not want that Chinese should start dumping their phones or other electronic equipments in India. Rather, they should come and make in India. So बहुत फायदा नहीं हुआ because after that, I think from 2014, Xiaomi and Oppo and other mobile manufacturers came in India and started to assemble from India. ठीक है, तो basically import रोकने के लिए from Chinese and other manufacturers it was established. Heavy customs duty was put on. तो उसके खिलाफ वही three countries went to the WTO. First is European Union, second is Taipei, Chinese Taipei, and Japan. ठीक है, तो इसकी रूलिंग आई है इंडिया के अगेंस्ट एज यूजुअल. हमेशा की तरह WTO की अगेन वन रूलिंग अगेंस्ट इंडिया. नाउ द प्रॉब्लम इज now currently, apart from the customs duty on ICTs, India is providing PLI scheme for this telecommunication and information technology equipments. ठीक है, 12,000 crore के आसपास तक, if you remember. So due to this order of WTO, that PLI schemes will also come under scrutiny or scanner. Okay, but not to worry about that, because India will appeal against this in the appellate tribunal of WTO, which is non-functioning from 2019. 2019 से WTO का appellate tribunal काम नहीं कर रहा है. So India's appeal will be made, and since there is no one to hear the appeal, that case will go on for long, and so that this order of WTO that has been passed, ये वाला जो order आया है against ICT dispute, that will stand null. ठीक है, इससे कोई बहुत इफेक्ट नहीं होने वाला है, बट सिंस ऑर्डर आया है और जो तीन कंट्रीज रिस्पॉन्सिबल है उसका नाम जानना जरूरी है. So dispute settlement panel of WTO ruled that India's imposition of tariffs on mobile phones and electronic components violates its commitment under Information Technology Act under the Multilateral Trade Body. ठीक है, तो मल्टीलेटरल ट्रेड बॉडी जो है दैट इज WTO. ओके, सो WTO में India made a commitment in 1995 somewhat that we will not impose extra taxes on electronic devices. But those are arts say India started to put tariff on mobile phones. India also also said in WTO that in 1995 mobile phones did not existed, so that signing should not affect the tariffs on mobile phones. But ये सब अपील सुनी नहीं गई, अगेंस्ट चला गया इंडिया के. बट नॉट टू वरी अबाउट, इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला. Okay, so WTO said that it recommends India bring such measures into conformity with its obligation under General Agreement on Trade and Tariffs and Trade 1994. WTO के पहले GATT ही था, General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade. WTO established in 1995. Okay, the rulings in three separate but similar dispute raised by European Union, Chinese Taipei, and Japan will put pressure on India to withdraw tariffs at a time when India is seeking to be a leader in electronics through the PLI scheme. ठीक है, PLI schemes भी दे रही है इंडिया, तो इस जजमेंट का असर उस पर भी हो सकता है. हाँ एक्चुअली, ठीक है, बट इंडिया इज गोइंग टू अपील एंड सिंस appellate body is not working, so that's why this judgment will stand null. Okay, that's it. However, an Indian Commerce Ministry official said that appellate body of WTO is dysfunctional due to absence of judges. अभी appellate body कब से dysfunctional है? From 2019. ठीक है. This appellate body established in 1995 with the establishment of WTO. ठीक है. This is not working since 2019 because total number of judges here should be 7 and at least 3 judges should be a part of appellate mechanism so that this appellate body can function. ठीक है. अब इसको फंक्शन करने के लिए जरूरी है कि भाई 3 जज कम से कम रहे. वो भी नहीं है. That's why it is not working since 2019. So the adverse report of dispute settlement will not have any immediate impact. Okay. Now India will be appealing against this judgment, and since the appellate body at WTO is dysfunctional, it will be a void appeal, and that's why any judgment that is passed by WTO will not stand. India was a signatory to the 1996 IT agreement and is required to eliminate tariffs on a range of products, including mobile handsets. That's it. That's all you have to know. Okay. Now W3I inflation to a 29-month low in March. ठीक है. 29-month low कितना हो गया? कम होके around 1.34. Now there are two things to worry about here. Point number 1, when WPI comes down, it is supposed that in near 2 to 3 months ये show होगा in the CPI data, the consumer price index data. But point number 2 is during the deflation of this WPI in March, the food inflation rose. Means the food prices at producer level rose. Now food has the maximum weightage in CPI. So CPI may or may not decrease in the coming future. अगर आप WPI से उसको relate करके देख रहे हैं तो ठीक है. तो अगर क्वेश्चन आता है कि if WPI decreases, is it compulsory that the CPI will also decrease? So no, it is not compulsory. ठीक. So the WPI index based inflation rate fell to a 29-month low of 1.34% in March from 3.85% in February. Why? Due to high base effect and contraction of prices of manufactured products and softening of fuel cost. Why softening? Because we were importing fuel at a very cheap rate from Russia at $50 a barrel. ठीक है. जब ग्लोबल प्राइसेस 80 से $90 पर बैरल है तो हमने $50 पर बैरल पे फ्यूल खरीदा है फ्रॉम रशिया. ठीक है. एंड पॉइंट नंबर 2 हियर इज just a question to check whether you remember it or not. What is the difference between WPI and CPI? WPI और CPI की commodity basket में एक चीज ऐसी होती है जो different होती है. What is the difference between? What is the different commodity? ठीक है. In the commodity basket of WPI and CPI, there is one proper thing that is different or missing in one of them. What is it? Answer it. Okay, now this data is released by, so WPI data is released by Commerce Ministry of Commerce release करता है, and CPI data is released by NSO, means Ministry of Statistics. Okay. Now manufactured product had seen a deflation for the first time in about 3 years. Okay. But food inflation excluding manufactured food items rose to around 5.5% in March, and food inflation has the maximum weightage in CPI. Now the question still is, what is the difference between the commodity basket of WPI and CPI? Please answer it. Okay, correct Isha, correct Aniket, बिल्कुल सही जवाब. It is services, because WPI only tracks the change in prices of goods. CPI tracks the change in prices of goods as well as services. Always remember the difference. And ministry का difference है, वो भी है. Ministry of Statistics for CPI, Ministry of Commerce for WPI. सही जवाब, services. Now, not very important, but just remember it. Around 1500 crore was not disbursed in MPLAD. MPLAD schemes के बारे में हमने पढ़ा हुआ है. A new portal, called Sakshi portal for automation of MPLAD fund has been launched. Number 1. Point number 2, MPLAD scheme में 5 crore, around 5 crore is given. ठीक है, to every MPs so that they can invest that money to improve the condition of their constituency. अगर वो राज्यसभा के MP हैं, for example, if he or she is राज्यसभा MP, then he or she can invest that 5 crore in any part of the state. ठीक है, generally is a Lok Sabha MP, for example PM Modi, he is Lok Sabha MP from Varanasi, so he can use his MP led fund in Varanasi constituency only. But for example, अगर कोई राज्यसभा MP है from Uttar Pradesh, he can use his or her money from MP lads for the development of any project in any part of Uttar Pradesh. And point number 3 is, if MPs are nominated, अगर वो nominated राज्यसभा MP है, then he or she can use his MP funds in any part of India for development. तो ये अंतर होता है, लोकसभा वाले सिर्फ अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में यूज कर सकते हैं, राज्यसभा in any part of the state from where they are nominated, and nominated members only and nominated members can use it anywhere in India, कहीं भी यूज कर सकते हैं nominated members. Okay. ठीक है, एंड दे आर नॉन लैप्सेबल फंड. पॉइंट नंबर 2, नॉन लैप्सेबल मीन्स कि एक साल में 5 करोड़ खर्च नहीं हुए मान लो, अगले साल यू कैन यूज, इन द नेक्स्ट ईयर यू कैन यूज इट. ठीक है, तो ये है नॉन लैप्सेबल. एंड 5 करोड़ दे आर गिवन. चेंज क्या हुआ है, दैट 5 करोड़ विल बी अलॉटेड एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ फाइनेंशियल ईयर. अर्लियर 2.5 अलग अलग मिलता था 2 ट्रांच में, अब सिर्फ एक बार में मिल जाएगा 5 करोड़. And the fourth and the most important change is the Sakshi portal for the automation of and automation in monitoring of and disbursement of this fund. So, but according to the report according to a reply by the minister in the parliament, around 1,500 crore is around 40%. 40% to total for around 4,000 crore MPLAD fund has to be disbursed. Out of that 1,500 crore disbursed नहीं किया गया, मतलब दिया नहीं गया to the MPs, or 40% of the total amount was not disbursed to the MPs. Okay, now these are the 3 top performing states and the 3 bottom performing states. Remember this. Top performing में Assam, Uttar Pradesh and Odisha. Top 3 performing states in distribution of MP led funds is Assam, means सबसे ज़्यादा, around 81% of the funds have been disbursed, 80% for Uttar Pradesh and 75% for Odisha. ठीक है, and the bottom 3 performing state MPs are गुजरात, केरला एंड तमिलनाडु. मीन्स दीज MPs, मतलब यहाँ के जो MP हैं उनको पैसा उतना डिस्बर्स नहीं किया बिकॉज दे आर नॉट यूजिंग दैट मनी दैट मच, दैट्स व्हाई. सबसे कम गुजरात में, मीन्स द बॉटम परफॉर्मिंग स्टेट, ओनली 35% हैज बीन डिस्बर्स्ड बाय MPLAD इन गुजरात. बॉटम, सबसे टॉप पे आसाम, सबसे नीचे गुजरात. ईस्टर्न मोस्ट एंड वेस्टर्न मोस्ट. Just remember like this. When will the account class for EPFO be completed? 23 videos. It will be completed. July 2nd exam है ना अभी, April, May, June. You have 2 months. It will be completed. Don't worry about it. You will be given full PDF. अगर नहीं complete होता तो PDF से पढ़ लेना. So July 2 is far off. It will be completed. Okay. Today also it will be happening much maybe later, but it will the accounts class will go on regularly. हमारा हो जाएगा पूरा complete. Okay, now let's read about what the report is. So 2 weeks after the launch of Sakshi portal, digitizing the fund flow architecture in the Member of Parliament local area development scheme, data is provided by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. ठीक है, साक्षी पोर्टल याद रखना, इट इज रिलेटेड टू MP लैंड्स. ठीक है, मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट लोकल एरिया डेवलपमेंट स्कीम MP लैंड्स. ठीक है, नाउ आउट ऑफ 4,000 करोड़ अराउंड 2,400 करोड़ हैज बीन डिस्बर्स्ड, और 60%, 4,000 करोड़, 2,400 करोड़, एंड अराउंड 1,500 करोड़ हैज नॉट बीन डिस्बर्स्ड. ठीक है, we have talked about it. The total 5 crore annually recommend works of development in nature, and 10% of this fund can be used for renovation and maintenance. 10% for renovation and maintenance of earlier projects. Let's read about everything. Now, out of everyone, Andaman, Chandigarh, Dadar and Nagar Haveli and Lakshadweep did not obtain any funds under the scheme last year because the government did not allocated any fund. ठीक है, तो ये रिप्रेजेंटेटिव जो यहाँ गए थे इनको पैसे नहीं मिले फॉर एमपी लैट फंड. ओके, फॉर दीज 4 union territories only. Also, MP LAT fund is 5 crore annually for the development work in their constituency. Assam is the best performing state, close to 81% amount disbursed. Second is UP. UP is the best. Okay. Now, third news. Tech that startup meltdown sparks SEBI's IPO pivot. So basically, SEBI has made it a bit more typical to release your IPO, especially the tech startup. Because जितने भी tech startups ने अपना IPO launch किया था, every startup has seen a drastic improvement in their prices. कि drastic reduction ही कह लो, improvement तो market का रहा था, reduction in prices. Maximum by let's say Nykaa, 71% decrease in share prices from when it was released till now. That's why SEBI is currently being more vigilante against these tech IPO. Now, the SEBI has pivoted towards a more stringent approach, towards IPO, especially for the new age tech companies, because they have seen a 3 trillion wipeout of investor wealth. Okay, so SEBI has said that the company should identify the promoter entities whenever possible. अब ये promoter entities क्या है? ठीक है, what are these promoter entities? तो generally 10% से ज्यादा अगर किसी के पास शेयर है, then they are called promoter entities. ठीक है, generally 10% से ज्यादा अगर. But SEBI has said नहीं, बुद्धिमान बन रहे लोग. People are becoming way smarter. What they do is they spend the money in a trust, or they invest the money in a trust, or transfer their money in a trust and get below 10%, and they say, I am not a promoter. So SEBI has said, in your draft red herring prospectus means the prospectus where the general idea of a company is presented towards the potential investors. Okay, ये होती है draft red herring prospectus. So there, adequate filing should be there. ठीक है, and also you should mention your promoters. अब इसका क्या मतलब है mention your promoters? Promoters, according to SEBI, will be anyone, those who have a say in the decision making of a company. ठीक है, जिनके कहने पे change हो सकता है course of the company. Many companies say that we are being professionally managed. Even our CEO we have recruited. We have nothing to do with the company. The founders say like that. But again, the founders are the founders and they have a say in the decision making of the company, making them the promoters. So there should be a proper recognition of promoters as per SEBI. और अगर ये नहीं रहेगा तो SEBI is returning the draft red herring prospectus so that IPOs cannot come out. Okay. For example, here it is given. Health Vista India got the green light for 1000 crore IPO only after certain shareholders of the company recategorized themselves as promoters. ठीक है. Now, if the founders are original subscribers to the memorandum and founded the company, then SEBI is asking the company to categorize them as promoters. They cannot take shelter under the professionally managed company tag. Okay? If you are a founder, even if you have less than 10%, still you are a promoter because you have a say in the decision making of the company. Okay? Also here it is written, the founders have optically kept the shareholding below 10% by transferring the excess shares to a trust. ठीक है, बुद्धिमान businessman. Okay, the rest everything not necessary for you. Now this is important. SEBI comes out with a dispute resolution mechanism for LPCC. LPCC means Limited Purpose Clearing Corporation. What does LPCC do? It settles द रेपो ट्रांजैक्शंस, ठीक है, रीपर्चेज ट्रांजैक्शन को सेटल करता है एलपीसीसी। ओके, so SEBI has put in place a dispute resolution mechanism for limited purpose clearing corporation, ठीक, to settle disputes and claims arising out of transactions cleared by it. The mechanism will be used to settle dispute among clearing members. कौन कौन रहेगा इसमें? Who will be the parties? Number one, clearing members. क्लियरिंग मेंबर्स को एक साइड तो क्लियरिंग मेंबर्स रहेंगे, दूसरी साइड कौन रहेगा? द क्लाइंट्स ऑफ क्लियरिंग मेंबर्स और द वेंडर्स ऑफ एलपीसीसी। वन साइड क्लियरिंग मेंबर्स, वन साइड द क्लाइंट्स और द वेंडर्स ऑफ एलपीसीसी, ठीक है। अब ये सेटल कैसे होगा? देयर विल बी अ आर्बिट्रेशन मैकेनिज्म। आर्बिट्रेशन इज अ आउट ऑफ कोर्ट सेटलमेंट अल्टरनेट डिस्प्यूट रेजोल्यूशन मैकेनिज्म, ठीक है। आर्बिट्रेशन के लिए जनरली आर्बिट्रेटर्स, वन और मोर आर्बिट्रेटर और अ पर्सन इज देयर, ठीक है, जो कि सेटल कराता है बीच में मीडिएटर बन के। तो इस वाले डिस्प्यूट रेजोल्यूशन में देयर विल बी 3 आर्बिट्रेटर्स ऑफ द क्लियरिंग कॉर्पोरेशन मींस एलपीसीसी, ठीक है। सो 3 क्लियरिंग मेंबर होंगे आर्बिट्रेटर्स, वन पार्टी विल बी क्लियरिंग मेंबर्स विच इज अंडर डिस्प्यूट एंड द अदर पार्टी विल बी आइदर क्लाइंट और द वेंडर ऑफ एलपीसीसी, ठीक है। 3 मेंबर आर्बिट्रेशन विल बी देयर। Also, new framework would come into force with immediate effect. So here it is not written, but I will tell you. It is wait. It is 3 member arbitration panel for dispute resolution. Okay. Now TDS revenue rises. TDS मतलब वही टैक्स डिडक्टेड एज सोर्स, जो पेमेंट वेजेस आपको मिलती है, सैलरी डिडक्ट हो जाता है कुछ इनकम टैक्स, एडवांस टैक्स, दैट इज TDS, ठीक है। So TDS revenue rises and it is a sign that compliance strategy works. Basically, it is a like a indicator that the compliance for direct taxes has been working. People are being more compliant towards direct taxes. अगर TDS बढ़ता है, tax deducted source increases, that means people are giving more taxes. Their compliance is increasing. Now the numbers are important here. The share of TDS in gross direct tax receipts has risen from 32% in financial year 15 to 39% in financial year 22. 7% increase हुआ है, ठीक है, 7%, अराउंड 40% हो गया है। बट द वैल्यू टर्म्स में जो इंक्रीज है वो बहुत बड़ा है। तो वैल्यू टर्म्स इंक्रीज इज मच हायर बिकॉज दिस 39% represents this 6.34 trillion rupees via TDS. 6.34 trillion rupees via TDS, and in financial year 15 it was around 2.6 trillion rupees. In financial year 15 it was around 2.6 trillion rupees, increased to 6.34 trillion rupees, ठीक है। ओके, अराउंड 2.5 टाइम्स इंक्रीज इन द TDS 15 से 22 के बीच। 39% ऑफ द टोटल ग्रॉस टैक्स रिसीट इज थ्रू TDS। रिमेंबर दिस, अराउंड 40% इन फाइनेंशियल 22 TDS का शेयर था अमंग द टोटल ग्रॉस डायरेक्ट टैक्स रिसीट्स। वैल्यू कितनी थी? 6.34 trillion rupees. Okay. Also, additionally, financial year 24 budget called for an increase in rate of tax collected at source 5% to 20% on certain foreign remittances. ठीक है, टैक्स कलेक्टेड एट सोर्स मींस टोटल जो आप वैल्यू मान लो 2 लाख रुपए ट्रांसफर करने जा रहे हो तो उसके ऊपर 20% एक्स्ट्रा देना पड़ेगा, मींस 40,000 यू हैव टू पे एक्स्ट्रा। इन TDS व्हाट हैपेंस इज, कंपनी से मान लो तुम्हारी सैलरी आ रही है 1 लाख रुपए, तो 10% उसमें से ऑलरेडी कट के तुम्हारे अकाउंट में आएगा, डिडक्टेड एट सोर्स, collected at source. Collected at source means you will transfer 2 lakh rupees, but you have to pay additional 20% tax. at the source itself. ठीक है, that is the difference, basic difference. but ठीक है, TDS हमारा कितना है 40% अराउंड 6.3 ट्रिलियन रुपीज, 20% हमारा TCS लग रहा है, 15 में कितना था, इट वॉज 32% और टोटल टैक्स, टोटल डायरेक्ट टैक्स, उसकी वैल्यू कितनी थी 2.6 ट्रिलियन रुपीज. दैट्स ऑल यू हैव टू रिमेंबर एज नंबर्स. ठीक है, क्योंकि रिपोर्ट आई है ना बाई CBDT, तो उससे धीरे धीरे थोड़ी थोड़ी न्यूज आते रहती है, तो दैट्स वाई द नंबर्स बिकम इम्पोर्टेंट. Now here, data from the tax department also showed that direct tax accounted for more than half of overall taxes in financial year 22, after falling behind indirect taxes in 21. So just remember that more than 50% of the total tax collected in financial year 22 was direct tax, and more than 50% tax collected was direct tax in financial year 22. क्योंकि डेटा वहीं का आया है. CBDT has released the data of financial year 22. The math PDF will be provided in the paid group. It is provided daily in the paid group. Don't worry. If you are a part of paid group, it will be provided. Okay, now MCQs. Those who will be watching recording, please try it on your own. Please, and please try to comment. Okay, so पहला है which multilateral body ruled that India's imposition of tariff on mobile phones violates its commitment to the IT Act. IT Act of what? 1996. Which body? सही जवाब ईशा, सही जवाब निवेदिता, करेक्ट. करेक्ट अनिकेत, करेक्ट गौरव. Okay, right. C is the correct answer. Okay. Now, correct Aryan. Right. Now, question number 2. What is the reason for the fall in wholesale price index based inflation rate in March? The reason. Correct Aniket. Correct Isha. Right. Okay, now since answers are not coming, so let me discuss it. अब इन्फ्लेशन कम हुआ है, अगर इन्फ्लेशन कम हुआ है तो राइज इन कॉस्ट तो हो नहीं सकता. A is wrong. B is wrong. Increase in prices will not cause decrease in inflation. ठीक है, तो increase ज़्यादा तो चला गया. Again here also increase in fuel cost, wrong. तो A B D तो खत्म हो गया. C is the right answer. Lower base effect and contraction in prices causing the decrease in wholesale price index. Correct गौरव, निवेदिता, आर्यन, सही जवाब. Now third, what percentage of budgeted amount under the MP-led scheme for 2022-23 remained undisbursed as of March 30, 2022? Okay, correct Isha. Right answer. सही जवाब. Isha, Niket, Nivedita, right. Correct. Correct Gaurav. तो B is undisbursed amount around 1500 crore. अभी याद करने की चीज क्या है? टॉप परफॉर्मर असम, लोएस्ट गुजरात. Okay, just remember this. Correct, Aryan. Now, what steps has the SEBI taken towards IPO following a meltdown in share of new age technology? Let me vanish myself. Correct. Correct. ईशा आर्यन निवेदिता सही जवाब. It is C. SEBI. SEBI has increased scrutiny of IPO filings and company comments. Now, again a simple question. What is PMMY? Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. Correct. Aryan, Nivedita, Aniket, Gaurav for the last question. Sahi jawab. When will we practicing answer writing? We will be. First, let the notification come. Can practice it on your own. Start writing smaller answers and go ahead. Correct. Isha, Aniket, Gaurav, Aryan, Nivedita. Everyone is right. A is the right answer. सिंपल है. बहुत ज्यादा न्यूज में आ गया अचानक से प्रधानमंत्री मुद्रा योजना. बस मैक्सिमम शेयर इज फॉर द स्मॉल वन. ठीक है. क्या नाम है इसका? शिशु स्कीम. Okay, now scheme that disperses loan of up to 10 lakh to small businesses. सही जवाब is the right answer. That's it for today. चलने दिए पैरामीटर. It has gone good. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. I hope you like the lecture. And अगर आज के lecture से आपके knowledge में value add हुआ है तो do like and share. We'll send the next class tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. And you can reach out to me on Telegram if you have any subject related query. Okay, subject related. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Aniket, we will start practicing answer writing, but you can do it on your own. No one is stopping you. You can do it. Read editorial uh, 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 and try to write it. ठीक है. Try to write it in your own words. सबसे अच्छा यही रहेगा. Try to read an editorial, finance related editorial. Try to write it in your own words. Point number one. Point number two, descriptive writing के questions दिए हुए होंगे कोर्स में. Use the questions and write answers as per you. मॉडल आंसर्स पड़े हुए हैं उसमें. ठीक है. थैंक यू. बाय बाय.